That's the problem. Okay. I'm going to be reading from Walter Russell, The Secret of Light. This is chapter 14 and 15 tonight. So we'll begin to read here. Give me a second here. So the chapter 14 title is simply called Motion, Simulation, Rest. This electric universe of motion forever moves to find rest, that is, but never finds it. Matter in violent motion simulates rest and balance through violent motion. The more violent the motion, the greater is the illusion of rest and balance. Motion can cease, but it can never become rest. Kind of makes the idea of the Shakti and Shanti. So anyway, this makes make believe universe. The entire dynamic wave universe of electric matter is not what it seems to be. Everything which seems at rest depends upon violent motion to make believe it is at rest. A wire wheel could appear to be a steel disc. It spun fast enough. The faster it spun, the more at rest it would seem. This planet seemingly at rest is in violent motion around its centering point of rest from which it is electrical extended. Seemingly motionless clouds floating above the Earth are rotating with it at the tremendous speed of 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, or 4 times faster than a plane. All the planets are revolving swiftly around their center sun, which seemingly stands still in the heavens of space, but in fact is moving with incredible speed. Likewise, all the stars at night simulating rest are moving at terrific speeds to adjust their mutual unbalance in this dual universe of divided pressure. The pencil in one hand, the desk upon which one is writing, the room full of motionless things seeming to be at rest are but simulating rest through violent motion of their many parts. Tremendous vibration may be in that glass paperweight, you see. Not one thing could manifest the rest it stimulates it if it were not for the incredible speeds of those atoms which so incessantly rotate and revolve to make that seemingly restfulness possible. Next section is called Even Still Things Are Not Still. Again, Russell states, all seemingly still matter is manifesting make-believe rests by make-believe motion. Motion itself is illusion. The motion one senses in one's brain has no more reality than the motion which one senses in a motion picture. The seeming motion of the symbol is caused by a sequence of changing patterns forms projected on the screen, which gives the impression of motion because of the rapid change of patterns in the negatives. That self-same illusion applies to the material universe, you see. Now, without change, my play of creation could not be played, nor if actors be. Behold, therefore, the changing universe of my imagining, the seemingly universe of my thinking. And again, I say that there is no change in me, the changeless one, so also is there no change in my thoughts. In my thought universe of pairs of opposed things, which forever in change to simulate my universe of change. Even the seemingly changes of my thought universe is not changed, say, for senses of sense things, which are bound to pairs of parts of wholes. Each pair each pair winneth its way through the interchangeable pressures of electric turning, I should say. Each appeared, then disappeared, to reappear. Even though senses of sense things sense changing in all things, they change not to conscious knowing. Why for be thou slave to sensing? Rise above thy sensing, be me in thy knowing. That's from Walter Russell from the Divine Idiot. Chapter 15. The illusion of change. Change is an illusion of the senses due to motion. There is no change whatsoever in the consciousness universe of knowing. There is only an illusion of change set up by the two interchanging lights of thinking, and to divide the one whole idea into many separate ideas and record them in moving matter. The senses are the audience for those thought pulsations. The senses are a part of this illusion. Senses are electric. They belong to the thought universe of motion and do not respond to stillness. As motion itself is non-existent, so also are senses non-existent. The senses are but the imaginate records of imaginate matter and changing. The senses are but the imagined records of imagined motion, matter, and change. As such, they are limited to pinhole peaks into the vastness which extends beyond their sensing. The senses have no knowledge of what they sense. They merely record motion. The senses respond to motion in only one direction. They sense the forward flow of time, but not its backward flow. If they could register both directions, they would become aware of the stillness of this zero universe of seeming motion. The Universal One planned it this way, you see. Otherwise, there could be no sequential manifestation of thought, which constitutes the creative universe. When our knowing exceeds our sensing, we will no longer be deceived by the illusions of our senses. A man seeing a technicolor motion picture for the first time and without knowledge of such electric effects would think he were looking through a window at real happenings, unaware that it was but an illusion created by projecting positive light through pattern negatives. That is all that creation is. Two lights projected through each other to simulate motion, form, and change. Our senses are like passengers on a fast-moving train. They sense parts of the landscape as they rush forward, while to their senses the landscape rushes backwards. The senses interpreted these effects as matter in fast motion, which is forever fast changing. A man seeing the same train from a mountain would sense that some fast motion and fast change as changeless and still. Again, depending upon the viewpoint. As man unfolds from sense man to spiritual man, he gradually becomes aware of the two-way motion of all effect. That two ways being the visible effect which responds to his senses and the invisible effect which he knows but does not sense. Gradually the time arrives in his unfolding when his full awareness of cause voids all reliance upon sensation. He then rises above his sensing. He then knows the universe of motion for what it is instead of for what it seems to be. Now some quotes from the Divine Idiot. See thou no more with outer eyes alone, for thou hast knowing eyes to void the illusions of thy sensing. Another quote. Throughout long aeons, man hath walked his earth with eyes of outer seeing, giving belief to that earth of his body sensing. Throughout his new eons, he must walk the earth of inter-seeing and know me in it as but visioning in its light of me and light of him. So what he's saying simply is that there's light within you, you see. That's what Scripture says, the light is in you. It's, people think, well, the light's in you because you become a Christian. No, it doesn't work that way, folks. It's already there, you see. Time, what I would say, remember, You know, remember your member of who you are in the past, where you came from. So much false teachings is taught out here that keeps people from not being who they could be or should be. For I think earth appeareth, disappeareth, and reappeareth in balanced rhythm of my thinking. Wherefore I say, man's earth and man's man are but my imagining to come and go with my imagining. It is not me, nor is it him, nor is it even what it seems to be to him. Next quote. Nor shall man longer place earth before me, gaining aught of earth and not of me. So that's the conclusion of tonight. Wait a minute, there's one more here I want to share with you. I forget. For I am a patient God. I patiently await awakening man. Awakening man is he who knoweth the light of me in him. Man may choose his own eons for his awakening, but know me he must. Until that day, man's agony of unknowing shall be man alone. His knowing must be his own desiring. Knowing man is aesthetically cosmic man, or aesthetic cosmic man. He who beginneth to know me in him, yea, even him who suspected me in him, hasten his unfolding to cosmic man of all knowing. And again, that's from the Divine Iliad. So that's chapter 14 and 15 tonight. Appreciate you being here and wish you a good evening, and you take care. Okay? Thanks for listening. Take care.